July 21st, 2008 turned out to be a horrific day for a Kentucky family who returned to Guam for a vacation. The negligent actions of an orthopedic surgeon licensed to practice medicine here in the territory have forever changed this child's life, but apparently it's not the first time this doctor has been accused of being careless with his patients. Logan Fain now has a constant reminder of his family vacation to Guam in 2008. His father, Jeff, says the family lived on Guam between 1998 and 2002 and decided to come back and visit the place they fell in love with for 2 weeks in the summer of 2008. Halfway through the vacation, though, Logan, who was 5 at the time, broke his leg.
He was on a water slide, and a larger child came down from behind him that weighed about 200 pounds and pinned him against the edge of the little pool at the bottom and broke his leg.
Logan was taken to the Guam Memorial Hospital where he was treated for a broken femur. 2 days later, he underwent surgery performed by orthopedic surgeon Dr. Glenn Cunningham, Jr. But when the surgery was done, Jeff heard his son screaming from the recovery room.
I said, I want Dr. Cunningham in here. I mean, something's not right. And as soon as I saw his leg, I mean, he's just fresh out of surgery. He's got a cast on his leg. His toes are black and blue.
He says Cunningham returned and said the reaction was normal and Logan's leg would recover, but Jeff's concerns only grew worse.
He said, hey, you're not a doctor and you don't know what you're talking about. And so I squeezed his toe and I said, look, there is no blood coming back in. It goes black, white, and his toes are very cold. He doesn't feel any pain in there. He said, you don't know what you're talking about. You're not a doctor. I am a doctor. I know what I'm talking about. He's going to be okay.
But Jeff says things only got worse. The next day, his son's toes had turned black and showed no signs of improving. Dr. Cunningham then cut the front of the cast, hoping to relieve some pressure. That same day, they were discharged, and the family returned to the mainland and took Logan to the All Children's Hospital in Cincinnati, Ohio.
When he pinned my son's 2 bones together, he caught the femoral artery and cut all of his circulation off, and the doctors told us that within 12 hours after the surgery, his leg was already dead.
8 days after it was broken, doctors amputated Logan's leg. The government of Guam agreed to pay a $300,000 settlement to the Fain family for what the governor's legal counsel, James Canto, has said was the physician's alleged premature discharge of the child. But Jeff Fain says the settlement is for Cunningham's negligence.
We hope that no other person, no other Chamorro, no other Asian, no other Filipino, no Korean, no white person, no person on Guam ever has to be treated by him again. That's our hope.
KUAM has learned that this isn't the first time allegations of negligence have been made against Dr. Cunningham. In fact, according to the Medical Board of California, the orthopedic surgeon's medical license in that state was revoked because of repeated negligent acts after Cunningham performed hip surgery on an 87-year-old woman who died several months later because of complications from a massive infection that the physician failed to identify. An order from the Division of Medical Quality Medical Board of California found that respondents' management and care of Virginia T. constituted repeated negligent acts when he failed to recognize a postoperative deep wound infection. He failed to proceed with an appropriate course of treatment. He incorrectly diagnosed the condition of the hip fracture, and he recommended a form of surgery without even knowing if the patient had an infection. The revocation of his license was stayed, and instead the board chose to place him on probation for 3 years, ordering him to take additional educational courses and clinical training programs dealing with infections. His license was restored in March of 2002, but his license has since become delinquent for non-renewal. A neutral third-party arbitrator, specifically the Riverside County Superior Court in California, issued a $75,000 judgment against Dr. Cunningham in July of 1999, but the court documents were not available. The record, meanwhile, also shows that the Iowa State Board of Medical Examiners took administrative action against the surgeon, citing him based on the discipline that was taken by the state of California. KUAM attempted to contact Dr. Cunningham for comment, but our calls went unreturned as of news time. Meanwhile, we also tried to get more information on Dr. Cunningham's background from the Guam Board of Medical Examiners, the very entity that gave him a license to practice here on Guam. We were told we had to submit an official request in writing that the board would not review until their meeting scheduled for March 13th.